as you guys are distracted, looking at the small boy, you are all three of you suddenly grasped by pale arms reaching around behind you, and they pull you to the ground. You look around to see you, and it's more pale, like people, and they're all like stone cold faces. Their eyes all black, and they're very pale, but everything else about them has like color. And they're grabbing you and trying to pull you under the sand. Let's start
the
with
White Walkers.
Let's start with Light. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and I'll struggle with all my might.
All right, defy danger.
Blow away my captors.
That's defy danger with strength.
All right. Well, that is a 5.
A 5. You try and push them off, but you are pulled under the sand.
Oh no!
Alzim, you are. I wouldn't say that you're on like being pulled to the ground because you're so big. Let's say they grabbed your legs and you are down into your knees in the sand.
You hear like Light shout in rage and kind of like surprise as he goes under the sand.
I will use aid or interfere.
Mm-hmm.
Despite my being pulled under, I see that Light is in greater danger, and he is my friend with whom I have a bond, and for whom this quest is being made. So I am going to attempt to pull him back out.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to reach over, even at risk to myself.
And remember, don't call out the moves. Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to reach over and try to grab him and prevent him from being dragged under.
You got it.
That is only a 5.
Oh no.
We are having a bad day.
Oh no. You reach over towards him.
Oh god. Are you guys ready for a Lord of the Rings
when you reach
moment?
towards him, arms like more pale bodies jump out of the sand to where your arm is.
Oh, because I brought myself low to the sand.
And they start pulling you into the sand as well. All right, Led, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Oh, this is great.
So I don't think that I can fight this on my own.
We're gonna wake up in an ancient
Ooh,
tomb.
if you are also pulled under, this will be like the mid-season break where we're all killed.
Oh my god. Yeah, can you imagine? All this hype towards riding the shadow, and then boom, done.
Random combat, we all just die. Okay, so...
Or it could be that, it could just be like now you're in a weird something other land. Yeah, anyway, we'll find out.
Okay, so I don't think, like, I feel these creatures pulling me under me, I'm going back into the sand, and the one thing that I think is, like, Alzim is the only one who can fight his way out of this, and so I'm going to call on all the power of Helianthus to invest itself in Alzim, in those big bundles of muscle, and hopefully you will be able, so I'm going to attempt to bless you.
Got it, yeah, let's do it.
Ooh.
There is 8 goes to 10.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a success.
That's a success.
Oh, we need
all right.
And I am going to put myself in a spot, and in exchange, I will empower it and double the effects. You take +2 ongoing.
Excellent.
Okay.
Does
As
that
long
mean
as
you
you
also
stand and fight.
Does that mean you also take minus ongoing as long as the spell is on?
No. Wait.
Does it double the minus?
Oh.
Wait, what?
So for empower, it says the effects are doubled. Is -1 ongoing for me to cast another spell.
Oh.
An effect.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. Let's not do that. That's not fun.
Okay.
All right. So let's just say you get pulled under the sand too.
All right. But Alzim is +2.
Alzim, so I really like this scene where it's taking place in the sand.
Yes.
You're not quite there yet. So you, Alzim, are like being pulled to the sand.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you feel your muscles and yourself being imbued with power. And before, all the sand kind of covered your vision, like you couldn't open your eyes because of all the sand. You were able to open your eyes.
Oh.
And a giant light is cast from your eyes.
Ooh, is this the familiar light of Helianthus?
Is the light of Helianthus.
That jerky pushing the water god?
You can actually see through the sand.
Oh.
You see before you, what is it, light being pulled by, let's say, like 4 of these pale people. And when you look behind you, you see that lead is being pulled by 2 others.
All right, so
And you're being pulled by a couple.
Sure.
What are you gonna do?
So Led is being pulled by 2 others. He has the power of Helianthus with him. Light, though a great warrior, I have come to respect as being small and spindly. So I will attempt to swim over to him, pull him away from his soulless creatures that are clearly the remaining denizens of the city, whose souls were the first ones taken into the sun, and then their bodies designated here to protect it, and push him back up.
Okay, show Defy. Let's do that as a... let's see. Defy danger, power 3.
5 plus 2
strength.
is 7.
That's
Plus
enough.
strength is 9.
Wait, why was it plus... oh, right, yeah, you get plus 2/4.
You
Okay,
got
so...
blessed.
So it's
You got
Plus
it.
two forward is so good. Oh
Yes.
my god.
Okay, so you stumble, hesitate, or
probably better
flinch.
than
I'll offer you a worse outcome,
plus
hard
1
bargain,
or
or ugly choice. So...
Ooh. Is that your choice or mine?
I give you a choice that you
Oh.
will choose. Shit, I hate being such fans of my players, so I hate giving you like bad choices.
You should do what a good
I
GM
know,
would do.
I should do what a good GM
Pretend you
will
don't care about
do,
us.
and what is really fitting for the narrative.
So what valuable thing could we lose?
Imagine you are at a convention, running this for
Yeah,
strangers.
Running this for strangers. Well, okay, so my instinct is to say, you get light up, but then you are stuck in it more. But I don't like that because it's already like that's not changing. That's not making you in a worse outcome. You're already there. No, I don't have to be. Only have time to save 1. God, this is the hard part with Dungeon World, where you
Mhm.
just have to be clever. Worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
See, it's too bad that things in Dungeon World are not like particularly like magic or special. Because like if I were a fighter, I could say, hey, in the struggle to do so, they rip your halberd from you. But
Oh, yeah.
like the halberd is only blessed because I had the magic of Helianthus. It wasn't special. I could argue, oh, they'll rip your armor, but armor is just worn. That makes no sense for them to rip the armor from your body.
Yeah.
So like
What about
And
like
since we weren't tracking rations,
Yeah.
we can't just be like starving then. Although we could. That
yeah.
would be another story element if like all of our food decayed.
Yeah, but our food is up at the top on the rhino and I don't have to eat, sleep, or drink. So
Yeah.
you know,
Depending on what you want to do, we
I have
Okay.
I have an answer. I have an idea.
okay.
Okay, so you manage to make your way over to Light, and you get a good grasp on his arm, and you start pulling him, out of the sand. But they have a good grip on him. If you pull any harder, you're going to get him out. But Light's going to be hurt.
Hurt is better than dead. We trolls have no fear of losing a limb or two. And even though we are aware that the lesser races have this issue, this is a matter of life and death, and I will fall back into the natural troll instinct. Look, we have on many occasions said, hey, this rock fell on troll friend. We cut off troll limb, rescue troll friend will be fine.
All
just
right.
a little crazier.
Light, choose arm or leg.
Arm it
Ooh.
is.
All right, you're not losing the arm.
Okay.
I'm not going to be that mean.
Okay.
But there, as Alzim is pulling you out of the sand, the shadow people, they have a strong grip on you, and seeing that they're about to lose you, they go from grabbing to clawing, and when they do, your arm is just ripped to shreds.
Like weird necrotic or something
Like
energy.
to the bone.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like. Okay.
So you pull up and grab. Pull out of the sand like you're like grasping for breath out of
Right.
an ocean, and then lift Light all the way out of the sand.
And when I flip out, it's like just blood and bone.
Blood
It's
is
like,
just going everywhere.
Oh,
Your
God.
I'm
arm,
not breathing because I
is-
like started screaming and
Yeah.
inhaled all the sand.
your arm is ripped to shreds,
Nice.
and it's like your flesh. You can see the bone under it. and it looks black, like it's almost been infected with something.
Friend Light, are you all right?
It burns my arm. Alzim. I have my bag. My pouch.
There's no time. And I dive back in to get lead.
Okay.
Okay, Led, you're being dragged into the sands. What do you want to do?
Cool. I'm going to. So I've given Alzim all the power I've got. Now at this point, I've just got to start it's like a shark, right? A shark got you. You punch it in the nose. I'm gonna punch these weird desert demons in the nose.
Okay, let's call that a hack and slash.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is plus strength, right?
That's right.
Cool. There's
nice.
a 10.
Nice. Okay, that's good enough. Let's see. All right, so you start punching into the sand, and you are able to.
I'm just trying to I guess move up, but mostly keep myself free of them so that when Alzim comes back for me, which I know he will.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That's enough to stop them from pulling you even further. They have to they can't grab you as hard because you are kind of punching them off. Alzim, you see, you see in the sand Led struggling under the depths.
All right. I would try to swim towards him and do the same thing as I did with my brother Light, except with less necrotic scraping. Ooh.
You
That's
get
11
it. That's
plus
enough.
4 is 15.
with Led punching them, their grasps are not quite as hard, and you're able to sweep up Led and throw him out of the sand.
Ooh, we reach like beautiful whales.
And with the power of
And we land
Yeah.
with a 10.
yeah, that's
We stick the
sweet.
landing.
You just jump straight out of the sand. In the distance, some 50 yards away, you see these light-bodied people starting to crawl out of the sand.
The horses, we must ride.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
We'll see
running
the
to a
arm later.
horse, and I'm trying to. I'm just ripping whatever cloth and stuffing it on my arm and
Yeah, we definitely turned away.
shouting
Like,
as
can
I
you ride?
go.
Yeah, can you ride is the question.
Yeah.
I'll have to ride.
I toss him into his saddle
Ah.
so he doesn't have to use his bad arm to climb up there.
All right, yeah. So, wait, are you toss him into his saddle? Yeah. Got it. I got it.
horse warriors.
You start quickly riding, and the ride is a lot more difficult and frantic. Before, when you were just trying to ride the shadow, it was easy. Now, these light-colored bodies, these pale people, these shadow people, start appearing as you ride, and you need to avoid them throughout your journey. They continuously try to jump out of, or pull themselves out of the sand where you're heading to grab you and pull you down into the sand.
How long before we get to the edge of the city where it's less sandy and more streets?
Or
does that ever happen?
That's not really what happens. Because you have the city area here, and you're trying to go around.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we're not actually trying to enter the city.
Yeah.
Can I chug a healing potion to stop the bleeding at least?
Yeah.
Of my necrotic arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and at some point I'll pull my horse close to you, and lay a hand on it and see what I can do about starting to patch you up.
Okay. As the hands and stuff come out, I'm just guiding my horse with my knees and then just aiming the curved blades of my weapon at heads
Sweet.
and arms and things.
Okay, so through the potion and through Led's healing, your arm gets a little better, but there's something wrong with it. It's almost as if it's been cursed.
It's blocked. I cannot.
something.
The magic does not flow.
What I deserve.
The
Being
bl-
tricked.
The bleeding has stopped, but what worries you a lot is you can't feel your fingers.
I can't feel my fingers Led.
Well, the way the meat is shredded, I mean, you've barely got any nerves left. It's no wonder you can't feel your fingers.
This is a health potion, though. It's magical healing. The best the merchants of Westspire can purchase. Should have done something for the... No matter. I will... Getting to our destination is more important right now. I take another swing at it.
What are these creatures?
What do you mean?
What
These
indeed
desert
are these
demons.
creatures?
Have we ever heard of them? Do we know anything about them?
The only thing you've heard of is that when people ride close to the sun, they hear voices.
Huh.
And does disappear.
What do we observe? Is there some pattern to their movements? Can we have an easier time of avoiding them somehow?
Yeah, I mean, they have to pull themselves out of the sand.
okay,
so
so-
it's like you start to see hands pop up and they start to climb out
Nope.
zombies, and you just go, nope, right a little
Nope.
over there. They seem to come out of they seem to come out of the sand in clusters. So it's not like the entire area is infested with them.
Okay.
It's more of you're heading that way, they'll appear here, so you gotta go around.
So they're not anything that has appeared in the lore or anything that would give us a hint of
How many people have gone near the sun?
that's fair.
Yeah.
No, I was just
Well-
thinking maybe there might be in the Corona something that would give us the hint that when they
Yeah,
first
or
made it,
the
that
Legends of the Lancers.
that the city itself was used as the life field, and the undead bodies left behind became the guardians of the Son of Man.
Oh, there's nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought, that would be very full on Metal Alchemist. And it's whoosh.
No, I mean, it's obvious that the city was used to create the sun.
Mhm.
But there's no mention, no record of anything about the weird pale bodies.
Right.
They the best you could reckon is maybe vengeful spirits.
That's fair.
Okay.
I thought we were riding to the actual. Oh no, we're going through to get to the other side. That's right. Okay.
Right.
Right.
Path is through the middle.
Right.
Okay, so you're riding and
Yep.
you're looking around, just trying to keep an eye on these pale bodies. And at one point, you ride right past them. They're really close.
Mhm.
They're getting much closer now. And you look back, and you see that there's a rider following you off in the distance.
Ooh.
Heads up.
The only signifying feature you can see from this rider is a really tall hat.
Oh.
Oh no. Is it pointy?
I was hoping it'd be
Pointy
the
hat.
freaking eels, but
But instead, it's this dark wizard.
God damn it! It's I think I see something behind us. That would be inconceivable. No one could be out here. But what if I should look behind me and there's something there?
All right. Light, you have a good knowledge of horses and riding. When I assume you shout this out, that
Mhm.
there's a
Yeah,
rider
we're being
following.
followed.
I take a glance back. Are they gaining on us?
Yes.
Unnaturally so?
Yeah.
Are they having to dodge and avoid the clusters of the undead?
Yes.
Or of these creatures?
Okay, so at least he's not the owner of these guys. That would be much worse.
The wizard is gaining on us. I don't think we can outrun him. It looks like he's imbuing his horse with unnatural strength. We'll have to pick a place to make our stand.
Can I do that?
No.
Can I do that? No.
It is as I thought. He must be your nemesis come this far to take you.
You hear behind you a whistle, then a pop. And when you look back, there's a fireball heading right at you, Led.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh, God.
What does one do in this situation? I don't have any way to this is not a spell that I know how to counter. Is it, how big of a fireball? How big are we talking?
I ask you, but someone else could
Can
intervene.
we see it?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
You see the.
Can I get my rhino to... Can I put myself between Lead and the ball's attack?
Yes, and yeah, I say fireball. It's not a D&D
Yeah.
30-foot radius
Sure,
fireball.
it's a ball
more
of
like a
flame,
ball
right?
of flame that's heading towards you.
Okay.
It's more like a fire.
I
bolt.
will-
Yeah, okay,
Fireball.
fireball is
Yeah.
a little more accurate.
I will put
A
my
whistle
body
pop.
between the boat and Lead
Mhm.
and attempt to use my trollless endurance to endure the fight.
All right.
And I will invoke my one use of negate an attack using
Nice.
trollish
Okay.
regeneration.
All right. Yeah, that's great. So the little firebolt rushes at you, and I say, let's say you reach out your hand and you just have it go right to your hand, and it sizzles, but it's fire.
Right.
Trolls do well with fire, and your hand regenerates near instantly. There's another.
It is the
Oh, it's
opposite.
the opposite? Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
you know
it's
what?
the other.
You know what would be better?
Yeah.
Is that I ride my body, because I'm so much larger than all of them on my rhino, that I actually am able to put my entire rider between me and my two allies, so that the boat hits me in the back and I take the full brunt of it. But because of the true love of my mother and the troll battle armor,
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
it is negated.
Right. Because it's
Troll
troll
battle
armor.
armor.
Yes.
What is troll? What is
Trolls are
biggest
most afraid
weakness?
of fire, so troll
So-
battle armor is hardened against
Hardened
fire.
against fire. It's perfect. There's another whistle and pop as another firebolt is coming. This time it's arced high in the sky, and it's gonna land. It's hard to see where, but it's gonna land.
Oh, jeez. All right, we need to deal with this guy. I'm going to turn around and cause fear back at him,
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
and he will be afraid we'll see if I make it first. There we go. I have been only rolling high tonight.
Nice.
He is afraid of his horse.
Oh shit.
Yikes.
Okay.
At the same time that he's casting, and I see the arc, I call, pull up, full stop,
All right.
and I stop my rhino immediately.
All right.
Like,
So you guys
whoa!
stop.
I listen.
Tokyo Rhino Drift.
Yeah.
All right. You guys stop, and let's say for the sake of the scene, the firebolt that was going to come down, since you guys stopped, it landed in front of you,
Mhm.
right where some pale bodies were going to appear, and that firebolt lands on them and burns them, and they see them recess in fear, like something like that. They recoil back into the sands, and they don't come back up. Back with the guy with the big hat. You see that he leaps off of the horse and does a big tuck and roll. And in the tuck and roll, a lot of the robes are lost. As well as nearby it, you see some tall shoes,
What?
like shoes with lifts.
Oh no! Is he a dwarf?
Oh man.
Standing up from the tattered robes, you see the green skin and the long, wrinkly nose of a goblin. Its long, floppy ears cascading down his side, and he is wearing these black robes outfitted with many gold embellishments. On his hat, now that you have a better glance at it, is a black hat with gold, red, and blue threading. And at the tip of it, where it kind of bends a little floppiness, there's a little moon trinket.
Oh no!
Wait,
Is
did the
it
hat
a-
stay on his head?
The hat stayed on his head.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, he is a wizard.
Is
It's
this,
a magic hat.
yes, this is
Not
most
as-
prideful. It's been like clipped into his hair. So
Like he
It's-
tuck and rolled from a galloping
His
horse
rose
at
fell
full
off, but his
speed,
hat-
Okay,
and
all
the
right,
hat stayed
all right.
on.
You'll see it as when he gets closer. It's tied around his ears.
yeah.
Big floppy.
Not only is he a goblin, but he's a Lorwyn style goblin. The worst art direction goblin that I hate the most.
Really, you don't like those?
Yeah, I do not like
Wait,
them.
hold
They're
on.
so
Let me look at
gross.
Lorwyn goblins because I have this very specific goblin
Yeah,
that
they're-
I always draw.
the great thing about goblins is that in the history of Magic the Gathering, every iteration of goblin and every plane is totally different.
Yeah.
Like, there's one race of goblins that literally are just little, furry, mini bear creatures.
Oh no, these aren't.
Like
Oh, okay.
These Lorwyn goblins aren't my goblins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the Lauren goblins are gross. They have, big ears and they're pointy and they're,
and
distended
potbelly.
tummies. Yeah, I know.
So my goblins, Peter themed goblins. They always have
Goblins, you
tiny,
say.
short, stout faces. Their eyes are
they're
too
Rise
high.
of the Rune Lord style goblins.
Kinda. They have floppy ears that go down,
Mm.
and they always have big old noses that are too big, and their heads are always kind of misshapen. And then they have eyebrows that are also floppy, like their ears.
There's our title card.
Yeah, these are like Rise of the Runelord goblins that have like big heads and stuff.
Oh, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
My goblins.
Okay,
They're
they're
fluffy
much-
ears, a long
crooked
nose, big long crooked nose. They've got big eyebrows.
Okay, so
But-
except for the noses, they're much more similar to these
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
They're like weird.
I like goblins where their extremities are kind of just long and floppy.
Yeah.
So they have like long arms that they don't know how to do with because they're
Yeah.
awkward.
Yep.
They've got long legs, but they're short, so they got short little stout bodies and like pot bellies.
Yep. It's like if they worked out and were 10 feet tall, they would be almost trolls.
Yeah. And like this is just my brand of goblins.
Well, friends, do we confront? Or so he's been thrown from his horse. How far back is he?
He's about, let's call it 100 yards from you. There's one football field from you.
100 yards.
He just when he's off his horse, he just starts sprinting at you.
So
and
he's
he
been
screams
thrown-
a battle cry.
Champion of Lunar! I point at him.
Yeah. He-
Hold!
We mean you no harm.
That's great, because I mean you harm! And there's a
No,
clap and a
you
whistle,
don't
and he throws another ball of
Gosh,
fire.
how many spells do you have?
As
Yeah, I don't know how
many
wizards
as
work,
I
and they just, like,
narratively
By the way,
want.
now that we realize what it is, are spells of this dodgeable?
Can
can you jump out of the way and that kind of thing?
Yeah, if you want to defy danger in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I want to see if we can't demonstrate that we are in fact not fighting and see if we can't get enough dialogue in to say, look, we're servants of Helianthus, he's very sorry, this whole thing has a huge misunderstanding, we don't want to fight, we're looking for
Okay,
reconciliation.
yeah, we could totally do that scene.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Firebolt's coming at you. Let's say it's you, because you
Okay.
screamed that out.
And I'm going to try to defy
Can we do
danger.
this by running away.
Is that a dexterity?
Yes.
Alright.
If you want to dodge, that's dexterity.
Alright. Whoa, that is
Actually,
a...
hold on. You guys were trying to charm him,
Is that what
right?
it
You were
is?
kind of saying like,
Oh yeah.
we mean no
Yeah.
harm. We're not here to fight. Okay, so that I think is a little bit more accurate. So that's going to be plus charisma.
Okay, so that's going to be a 6 plus 3 is a 9.
9. Okay.
Wait, you got +3 charisma?
No, you gave me a plus 2 for deceit.
ongoing. When
Oh,
does
that's
that end?
when the combat's over.
Oh, okay, I thought it was ongoing.
Unless-
I don't know how it works.
Well,
you
so,
still-
yeah, as long as
I mean-
battle continues. So we were still dodging those
Well, no.
zombies, but like I feel like that scene was
okay.
over.
Yeah. Let's say bless is gone,
Oh,
but
okay.
you still get a 7.
Yeah.
Which is in the same range.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so here's the deal. You're trying to sing and charm and social grace. Here's a hard choice. If you take the brunt of the blow, that'll probably convince them.
Of course.
There we go. Easy. Okay, so the firebolt's going to hit you. It's going to hit you hard. For only 4 damage. Not that hard.
It's goblin hard.
Yeah. And
Sounds like an advertisement
He, like-
for a goblin product.
I
How
know.
hard is it?
It's goblin hard. But
and he reels back and like gets ready to like both sling another firebolt and to like get ready for what you guys do, and he sees that you guys aren't fighting back. Is that slow? Like, what? Come on! Right? Come on, we're enemies, right? Come on.
no, we are not. The champion of Helianthus stands here.
What do you mean? Now, come on. Come on. No. I know. This is a trick. This is a trick, isn't it? Lunar told me you guys are dicks.
Helianthus told us that you were a dick.
Well, Helianthus told us that Lunar was a dick, but Helianthus is sort of a dick.
Him too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Truce?
Wait, most important question. What form does Lunar take?
I'm not gonna second guess myself. He was a troll.
You're right.
Of course.
Yeah.
The trolls are the most beautiful of the creatures of the moon.
Well, I mean, I think goblins are, but
You
to each
have
their
to
own.
admit.
Helianthus.
You're big. I mean, come on. Get a look at these ears.
My ears are the
Yeah.
same size, I just have a more proportional face to go along with it. As we're saying this, we're moving closer and closer, like close the gap.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Listen, Helianthus was an elf of all things.
well, I mean,
You
why
bel-
not? Elves are great. Not as good as goblins, but like I would choose
Elves
elf
are the
over
worst.
troll. I mean, have you seen those ears? Ooh, man, firm.
Ugh. All right, fine.
Goblins are the
I guess if
Ferengi
you
of
like-
this world.
If you like hubris.
Oh
All
god.
right.
I think we can all agree that both goblins and trolls are beautiful creatures in the eyes of their creator, but we don't want to fight, which is the important part of this conversation.
More importantly, we agree that our gods are both jerks.
Yeah, because I mean, he said some bad words about Helianthus. Whew. Wow.
Yeah.
And it is a he.
Listen, I have no idea what they are. Like, I don't know.
I suppose that does make sense.
I also admit that when I encountered Helianthus, I also did not check.
It's like
Though he was sopping wet, so...
it's like they had a choice and they just decided not to make one. It's very weird. Okay, I mean, kind of. I don't know. It's whatever. The moon is weird. The moon can't decide,
That's fair, I guess.
which just makes sense. I mean,
Oh, yes. I had heard that that was something of the ancient beliefs as well.
Goes back and forth
Yeah.
between.
Bit mad.
wax and wane.
Yeah.
So, what were you supposed to do after you defeated the champion of Helianthus?
Oh yeah, that's right. I was supposed to take your spine, and take it to Lunar.
My spine?
Yeah, your spine. Yeah. And
That's
Lunar
gross.
was gonna like make a necklace out of it.
Classic. Spine necklace. That is so old school.
That's.
Seems
Well,
like the gods have
disturbing.
learned nothing in 1,000 years.
Little too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, call me a little like I'm not old fashioned, but like that's a little too much. I mean, can't we just make necklaces out of like finger bones or something? A little
Yeah.
more.
Keep in mind, for a troll, a spine is barely enough to make a necklace.
Whew.
Maybe,
I mean,
maybe
it
a
was
bracelet.
like
I remember from the ancient stories, it took like 4 goblins in order to make one troll necklace.
wait, what?
Let's.
All
not-
right. Okay.
Listen.
Okay, listen. And he like looks back, and you can see that with these delays, the sun is really like
It's coming by chorus.
You can see the edge of the light in the distance, and
Ride with us. There is much to say.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. But
I released the fear spell.
Yeah.
Whew, thank you.
Oh.
Oh man, those are good powers.
It is
I can-
clear that
Yeah,
you
sorry
are...
about that.
It's
Your
okay.
fire is pretty good, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's the power of the sun. Or power of the moon is fire.
You're
Doesn't make sense.
I know.
You know, you like fires
less,
at night?
less talk, more writing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
And he goes over to his horse. He gathers his things and he starts riding.
You are an amazingly good horseman for a goblin.
Well, I mean,
I would say, just in general, you are an amazingly good horse person.
hey, it's. And he's like, while we're riding,
Yeah.
of course, he's like, before I saw the moon come and like take me or something. I don't know what happened. I was actually just a stable boy. Yeah, he took pity on me or they took pity on me because I was just a stable boy for the Paladins.
So you secretly learned to ride by watching them? Or did you take the horses out at night? They were sleeping.
Oh, I took the horses out at night. The horses were always restless, so I gave them a little run before they went to sleep.
Well, anyway, so we fill him in on the story about the sun and Helianthus and the gods' return.
And how if the two gods can make up, then and reconcile their differences, then they will get their powers back.
Yeah, he tells you his story, which kind of mirrors yours. The beginning is that he was just kind of like a stable boy for the Paladins, and what was it? He would take the horses out at night, and that's how he became such a good rider. Let's see, what was it? Eventually, the moon, Lunar, came to him. What's up?
Oh, I was going to write you a note that says, get ready. We are about to ask him his name.
It's
like,
damn it, I should have thought of his name a long time ago. I was like, oh, of course the moon is going to have a champion or they're going to meet him this session.
I was going to suddenly
And
show
I
it to
was
you
like-
so you'd be ready when we asked it, and it seemed like the camera would go, he was already.
It's easy. I have a method for character names. His
Oh.
name is Gribgin.
Gribgin,
Yeah.
champion of the moon. All right.
Yeah.
Begin.
That
That is quite the mouthful.
Gribgin. Yeah.
Sounds like a frog riveting.
My method for naming goblins is they always start with G.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Gris, Githaniel,
Githaniel.
Gan.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Yeah, and his story.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, oh yeah. And eventually, like, the moon came to him and told him the story about, like, and, like, no, eventually he started gaining powers, too. Like, his whole thing was that he was able to start to throw. He was able to throw fire. He's able to, like, see really far in the dark. And wizard spells. It's pretty much a wizard spell list. It's what he was getting.
Mm.
Yeah, I liked the idea that the moon was the wizard things, and so that's
Yeah.
just what it's going to be now.
And so the paladins like recognized that he
So-
instantly became powerful, and
Yeah, it was something like the paladins saw that he had. They thought he was a wizard, pretty much, and
Sure.
so they brought him into his ranks, and he rose up as a wizard in the Cult of the Sun. But then just recently, he had a vision just like yours, where he met with Lunar, and Lunar said a similar story, where they were cast out from the sky in the final battle. And they described Helianthus the same way. He's a dick.
yeah.
You know, they tried to share the sun, the world, and they couldn't, and so they both started fighting over it. Unable to get along, they were cast down to the earth. Gribkin this whole time was trying to like tell Lunar that like they're probably not that bad. It's like, do you think all people are bad? Like, his whole angle was that goblins were bad. He was like, listen, they were bad. They did bad stuff, but now they're not bad. Trying to convince Lunar, and that's the angle, and it's kind of been working, but
Oh,
not
gotcha.
all the way.
Mhm.
If Lunar is the god of evil races, then did he make them like that? Seems very confusing to me.
I think it's probably a very complex situation.
Yes.
Yes.
Our stories are that we were only fighting for the rights that we originally should have had before Leonsis' people took our lands. At first, they just came in and said, we only need this patch to grow some corn. But pretty quickly, they were expanding and growing, and soon we were pushed into the caves and beneath the bridges, and into the dark and cold places.
Ah, yes, to turn one's enemy into the monster that hides in the dark.
Let's
Common
say,
tactic.
in telling your stories, Gribkin also follows suit, and you start to get a better picture of what might have happened. At the beginning, the Earth was sort of like, the world was in harmony, right? The sun had their part, the moon had theirs. And at some point, both got greedy. And so the sun started taking some over here. And the moon started taking some over here.
The
And
classic. So the whole cycles of sun and moon was simply of earthly shadow of the battle going on, where each was actually taking the other's territory bit by bit,
Yeah,
but no one could get the upper hand.
Yeah, so it's very, very, it's very reflexive of the rotation of the sun and moon, where
Yeah.
they just kept on like taking more, like giving up stuff, taking more, as I described in the original, like message
Right.
from way before.
Mhm.
It just started with them both just getting greedy at the same time.
Right. And with each cycle, the various races became more and more ensconced in
bitter.
their
Mhm.
particular
Exactly.
types.
You know, people started thinking about like, it wasn't that we started taking their stuff. It was always, well, they took some of ours.
Yep.
So we need to take something back.
Yep, the classic, whose fault was it originally when this land belonged to like one family, and then no one can remember who was the first people who took that first. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
And so, very fitting, very poetic. You ride the shadow all the way to the end with just the very flick of the sun behind you at your heels with a new picture, a new idea of how the world came to be broken as it is. And with a thought, an idea, a way to bring it back into harmony. And that's it for today's session.
Nice.
All right.
Hooray. It would be
Yeah.
great if the final scene was us getting to our destination on the horizon, and the camera pans up and is Alzim and Light in the back, and a few horse lengths in front are the two champions riding closer to each other with their heads near each other, speaking in harmony and agreeing on a plan.
Yeah, that's good. Good cinematography there.